How you doing? It's Khoa here. In this video, we're going to be covering ROAS, which stands for Return on Ad Spend, and how you can use this to make more profits for your paid advertising ventures. So let's go. Alright, so let's have a look at how to calculate initially your return on ad spend. So let's have a look at the basics here. So we've got ROAS, right? Looks like ROAS, but anyway, what it means is return on ad spend. So what does return on ad spend mean? So it's a measurement in which you can determine how much profit you made on your particular advertising spend. So for example, if you want to work out how much return you got from spending $1,000 or $2,000 in advertising, you can use the ROAS formula, and this will really help you to determine whether it was effective or not. So for example, let's say I spent some money here and I got a ROAS of 5-1. That means I got 500% return. If I did another one, if I did another advertising campaign and then I also got another return and I found it was 2-1, that means it was 200% increase, right? So it gives you an indication on how well your advertising campaign went and how you can, which areas you can improve and so forth. So let's do the calculations first. So basically the formula goes like this. In order to calculate the return on ad spend, it is revenue, okay, divide that by the actual advertising is equal to ROAS. Alright, so to give you an example, let's say that you made $5,000, alright, from a particular paid campaign. So you use Google Ads and you made $5,000 from a campaign. And I asked you, how much do you spend to advertise on Google Ads? And you said, I spent $1,000. So let's say it's $5,000. You made $5,000 profit, and then you spent $1,000. So what's the ROAS? So let's do the calculations. You can probably do this off the top of your head anyway, but just for this demonstration purposes, okay. So then I did 5,000, divide that by 1,000. Easy, is equal to 5. What does this mean? So the ratio is 5-1, meaning that essentially it was a 500% increase. So for every dollar that I put down, I made 5-1. So I made a $500 500% increase. So I put down $1, I make $5 in return. I put down $100, I make $500 in return. So that's basically the whole ROAS. So what's the advantages of knowing this? Well, it gives you a good indication on the particular ratio. So let's say somehow, right, I did another campaign, right? And I did some really kick-ass marketing this time. I did some direct response marketing. I did some testimonials, whatever it is. I made a really good campaign, right? And I made $10,000. And in terms of my advertising costs, I still spent my $1,000. Okay, so let's do another calculation. So let's say we've got another one. So it's 10,000. Okay, divide that by 1,000. That means it's now a 10. So I just put down $10 first because every $1 I put down, I get $10 back. And in terms of the ratio, it's 10-1 now. Alright, so now you're looking at a 1,000% increase. How good is that? So every $1 that I put down, I'm going to expect to get $10 back. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. So you can tell that by the ROAS, which means return on ad spend, you can calculate what's your return on investment. That's pretty much what it is. There's a difference between ROI, which is another video, which is return on investment, but this is return on ad spend. You want to find out what's the return on my ad spend, what's the return on the money that I made based on the money that I spent on advertising, and what's the return on that. And these will give you those clear ratios. Okay, So that's it. So that's it for return on ad spend. Feel free to use this in your advertising journey. This is a valuable tool, So if you're advertising in Google Ads or Facebook Ads, it's good to know these numbers. Find out how much money did you make from the campaign, and how much did you spend. And from that point, you can figure out what's the ROAS. And at that point, it can really give you a really good decision on what you should need to focus next. So just quickly. Let's say that you got a really low return on ad spend. So let's say that it was 2 to 1, meaning that I put down $1, I get $2 back. So it's only 200% increase, right? Which is still profitable, but it was 200% increase. Let's say that I did something else and it was a 10 to 1. Okay, so we know that that's a 1,000 increase. Okay, so let's say we got two campaigns, campaign A and campaign B. We're looking at these two. So let's say we want to increase this campaign from 2 to 10. What do? We look at the one that did very well and we replicate that to A. Okay, so then we slowly increase this campaign and we bring this up to maybe a 9 or an 8. Okay, so therefore that's how you can improve things. So that's the benefit of understanding the ROAS, the return on ad spend. It gives you a really good indication of what's working, what's not working, and which areas in which you can improve to get the most maximum profit out of your advertising budget. So I hope you like this video. Make sure you give me your comments. I'm really curious about your comments, how much money you guys are making. I'm really curious about that. And yeah, let me know how you guys go in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.